Chapter 1. A New Beginning. It was a bright, sunny morning. The birds were singing outside the window, and the air felt fresh and cool. In a small town, there was a school called Greenfield School. Greenfield School was special. It was a school full of dreams, learning, and laughter. Today, something was different. The school felt empty. The students had not yet arrived. The doors were closed, and the hallways were silent. Only one person was there, the teacher, Mr. Green. Mr. Green was waiting for the students. He was the kind of teacher who liked to teach through stories. Storytelling helps you learn better, he always said. As the clock on the wall ticked, Mr. Green looked at the empty classroom. It was strange. Usually, the students would be running and talking, excited to learn. But today, it was quiet. Where is everyone? Mr. Green thought to himself. I hope everything is okay. Chapter 2. The First Student. Suddenly, the door opened, and a young girl walked in. Her name was Lily. She was new to the school, and this was her first day. Lily was a little nervous because she did not know anyone at Greenfield School. Hello, Mr. Green, she said softly. Good morning, Lily. Welcome to Greenfield School. Mr. Green smiled warmly. He was happy to see a student, even if she was the only one. Lily sat at her desk, and Mr. Green began to tell her a story. He believed that stories could help people understand the world, and most importantly, improve their English. Chapter 3. The Empty Classroom. Once upon a time, there was an empty classroom. Miss Green began. It was the kind of classroom where no one came. Every day the chairs were empty, and the blackboard was clean. The teacher, Mrs. Silver, sat at her desk and waited for the students. Why was the classroom empty? Lily asked, curious. Well, Mr. Green continued, the students did not come because they were afraid. They were afraid of making mistakes. They thought that if they made a mistake, the teacher would be angry, and their friends would laugh at them. But that is silly, Lily said. Mistakes help us learn. Mr. Green smiled. Exactly. But the students in the story did not know that yet. They thought they had to be perfect. And so, the classroom stayed and for furry, a lesson to learn. As Miss Green spoke, Lily began to feel more and more comfortable. She understood the story. It was about being afraid of mistakes, something she knew well. I feel the same way, Lily admitted. Sometimes I am afraid to speak English because I am afraid of making mistakes. Mr. Green nodded. That is normal. Everyone feels that way at first. But do you know what happens when you make mistakes? Lily shook her head. You learn. Every mistake is a lesson, and the more mistakes you make, the better you become, Mr. Green explained. Lily smiled. She liked that idea. She decided that, from now on, she would not be afraid of making mistakes. Chapter 5. The Transformation. As the day went on, more students arrived at the classroom. They were all nervous at first, just like Lily, but as Mr. Green told more stories, they began to feel better. They laughed, they talked, and they learned. The classroom was no longer empty. It was full of students who were not afraid to speak, to try, and to make mistakes. They knew that the classroom was a place for learning, and learning meant trying. Today, Miss Green said at the end of the lesson, we learned something very important. We learned that it is okay to make mistakes, and that is how we improve. Lily smiled. She was no longer afraid of speaking English. She knew that every word, every sentence, was a step toward improvement. End of Chapter 6. A happy ending. The next day, the classroom was full of students. They were all excited to learn and ready to speak without fear. They knew that making mistakes was part of the process, and as they spoke, they learned, laughed, and grew together. Mr. Green looked around the classroom, and his heart was full of happiness. The empty classroom had transformed into a place of joy in learning, and that, Mr. Green thought, was the true magic of storytelling. The end.